Working to inform the public about the one-sidedness of this administrative act, Professor Hubert Noël Ebanveux, in his book entitled Le titre foncier, recherche sur la spécificité d'un acte administratif unilatéral, tells us more on these assets.
Le titre foncier.
Land title is a unilateral administrative act because it is issued by an administrative authority. It is an act like every other unilateral administrative act, which creates rights and obligations with regard to individuals. This is why we oriented our researches in this domain, focusing on the classic administrative acts. We have shown that there are many similarities between classic administrative acts and land title, because till now, others confused it with the mere private law acts, whereas it is issued by an administrative authority, and it is an act that creates rights and obligations with regard to individuals' land rights, which are moreover the strongest rights. Presented as a unilateral administrative act that is not subjected to a decree signed by the administrative authority, the land title crosses generations, but yet raises questions about its nature, its composition, its mode of access, and especially its relationship to culture for the development of Cameroonians. As for what concerns the nature of the land title, more is being clarified to us.
Le titre foncier, en réalité,
land title, actually in a physical way, is a 24-page document which is issued by a land registrar. But in reality, it is a document to secure property ownership. In the sense of the law, it is a title that gives rights and obligations to an individual on a land.
Sur un terrain.
When we talk about land title, means referring to land matters. It is difficult to cross our communities without seeing men who end their quarrels and claims in bloodshed, with land as the center of interest. The construction of land title should therefore involve the traditional power as architect.
Le pouvoir traditionnel, pourquoi? Parce que c'est la loi qui l'autorise.
Why the traditional power? The traditional power because the law allows it. You know, when we established a land title on a land in a national domain, the procedure in reality requires that a commission called the Consultative Commission intervenes first of all. And this Consultative Commission is a composite one. It has public officials and people without a matricle. So, it's a commission chaired by a senior divisional officer, set by Decree 76, which officiates on a national domain. We have the SDO, the president of the commission, the secretary, who is in fact the head of the Land Affairs Departmental Service. And there also include members like the village chiefs when it concerns land located in a rural area, or a district chief when it concerns land located in an urban area. And two of their notables who are indispensable members. Without their signature, the procedure is totally in vain. Their role is essentially to demonstrate that the customary land is a land that exists and is occupied by the person requesting the land title, known as the applicant.
Celui qui demande le titre foncier, le requérant.
To go further in acquiring a land title, it appears that the priority beneficiaries are those qualified as the indigenous people. However, the 1974 ordinances states that
le texte qui organise la propriété foncière au Cameroun.
The text that organizes land ownership in Cameroon, because there are three of them. And the 1976 decree laying down the conditions for obtaining a land title do not talk about indigenous people. It is simply a matter of land occupation. You occupy the land, you develop it, and you have a land title. And Decree 74 considers the land title as a bonus for development. So, we are not talking about indigenous people, but the occupants who apply to the traditional authority will then say yes. And if he contests, your file is blocked.
Et s'il conteste, vous n'avez pas le dossier, votre dossier est bloqué.
This is how it is presented. Besides the people participating in the achievement of a land title, let's know more on the process of obtaining it.
Bien, il y a plusieurs étapes.
Well, there are many ways of obtaining a land title. As we rather say, all roads lead to Rome. We first have land title on the national level of the first category. First category being the land occupied before 1974. There, we have a national domain that you occupy, that you exploit. You ask for the land title. In the case for this matriculation request, we have the first stage, which is the file submission to the SDO, who issues a receipt for the submission of the file. The file goes to the Land Affairs Departmental Service, which prepares the schedule for the Commission's visit. This schedule is made public by the decision of the SDO, and it is then that the Commission sits, and this is the essential stage. We have a commission which comes, which notes the development, which must be effective and carried out in a peaceful manner. Because if there is a dispute, an opposition is registered, and this opposition will be registered in the file, and the file goes to the Regional Land Affairs Department, which examines it and proposes the file for approval. When it is approved, it is sent to the Regional Land Affairs Department to be inserted in the official registrar. Today, we no longer call it that way, since the first decree of 2003 has become what we know as the Regional Record of Land Notices. 30 days after this publication, if there is no opposition, the registrar can establish the land title. This is the first procedure. Another procedure is the land concerning the second category national domain, means land that has not been occupied before 1974 and which we occupy after the year 74. And this occupation is not effective when the file is being introduced. So, the same process of introducing the file at the SDO, the file goes to the Land Affairs Departmental Service, and then the Commission sits on it. The Commission first notes that the land has not been developed, and then, after this work, comes what we call the concession deeds, signed on one hand by the SDO and the other hand by the applicants. The file no longer goes through the regional record of land notices, but returns to the Land Affairs Departmental Service, because the applicant must sign a schedule of conditions by which he undertakes to develop the land after 5 years. During 5 years, he pays a fee to the state, and after 5 years, if the development is acceptable, a land title can be established. If the land is large, a lease is established, but if the land is small or medium, a land title is established. And this is favor only granted to nationals, because foreigners after this stage, there is the provisional concession and the definitive concession. And then we go towards the lease.
Provisoire, la concession définitive, et puis après on va vers le bail.
Obtaining a land title is an act of citizenship and above all, the responsibility of managing the land. Recent statistics published in 2021 shows that there are 9,004 land titles in Cameroon and nearly 85% of the cases registered before the courts concerning this lump sum.